All right, so I decided to do this video while I was rolling because I just got off the phone with a friend of mine, right? And I put this cocoa butter stuff on my lips. I look like Dave Chappelle. Anyway, give me a second. Okay, so the question was, what's the use in Bitcoin and decentralization and all this type of stuff, right? The main thing was Bitcoin. That's all people know is Bitcoin, right? So, and the main reason he was asking is because of the government's angle on, finding money, pretty much. He was saying like it was useless because the government controls it. So my response is, at a certain level, once you know things, it only lasts so long, right? So in decentralization, the true purpose of Bitcoin was to keep money out of government hands, right? Pretty much for people to own their own things, be able to control their own financial situations and lives, without tyrants getting involved and overspending your money like what we have going on in the U.S. currently, right? So overspending, overtaxing, overspending money and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Sorry about the cursing, but stuff like that. So what we have is, decentralization was supposed to, quote unquote, help regular people and getting away from that. Okay, so if you know anything about Bitcoin, itself, then you know that Bitcoin's lifespan of decentralization without government involvement was limited, right? It was always limited, since people are pretty much horrible, and you have a world that's not together and that is made to not be together as a whole, with the set by the elites, if you want to call them, or people want to keep regular people separate who would normally have decent relationships, more likely. This is what you have. So you have to deal with it however you have to deal with it. Of course the SEC is going to come. Once people start seeing that Bitcoin, okay, let me start here. Once centralized minds, right, start seeing and don't care anything about one thing, and that's getting rich, right? Being selfish, doing a lot of unbiblical and unquranic things, and then still get to go to churches and mosques and still, be accepted. This is what you have, right? You have a system that can be broken down. Even if it was made to already, right, set you up for failure. See, the thing about Bitcoin and decentralization is, right, Bitcoin just was made by a Satoshi Nakamoto, or whatever you want to call this person, right? Some say it was a man, some say it was a group, they want to get gender-wise, say Satoshi Nakamoto is a woman. I mean, I done heard all kind of crap. Just crap, right? Just crap. But in the end, it's still the owners of Bitcoin or centralized entities. the largest owners, not poor people. So even with Bitcoin being out there as many years as it was, as a pseudo coin, the government watched while everybody was sitting back, right? Some form of government made it, right? But everybody was sitting back, working, not working, talking about your biggest, what's the name, is real estate. Your biggest asset is real estate. Your biggest asset is gold, right? The Bitcoin gold rush is over. Government's involved. So what you have to do, not knowing much about decentralization, crypto, right? Because government is to help people. So let me take it here. The government was made to help the people, right, in the US. The US became, right, the US has been taken over by democracy and became something other than the republic that it was supposed to be, right? And what you have is now a capitalistic system of people that just take advantage of other people. This is how you know the natures of human. The nature of human. The natures of humans. This is a good. The U.S. is a very good example of that. Also, even when it's in a decent, one of the most decent structures in the world, and you can read it on the books. The U.S. has one of the best structures on the planet, and it's getting taken down by little shit and being taken down by little shit that people should know is out of place even in nature. I'll leave it at that. So in saying that, I say this: Bitcoin is pretty much centralized, right? But unless you get with developers like me that knows both sides, centralization and decentralization, then you're gonna be lost. I think you're gonna be lost. You're gonna be lost. Now, entertainers and artists, you don't have to succumb to the authority of one race in singing, rapping. I'm not sure about movies, but I'm damn sure about movies, right? For producers to let you know. And you don't have to succumb to society's sacrificing you over life insurance, because understand everything is money, right? Or sex scandals like what P. Diddy's going through, right? Sean Combs, better known as P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, or whatever is going through, right? You don't have to succumb yourself to any of that. As far as if you don't want to. You don't have to hobnob. People talking about this person is a Satanist, this person is a witch, this, like, who gives a damn? The earth, the dome is still the dome, right? If that's what you believe, and the earth rotates regardless. And none of these witches is stopping the earth from rotating off its axis if it's round, right? So you have to sit back and get with a person like me and the Bitcoin Entertainment Group, right? Because as they say over here, it's no Diddy over here as far as whatever sexual, whatever activity that they say he was in, right? And that's none of my business. I don't care what Diddy did. You shouldn't either. Where are you gonna go from here, right? If you're an artist, a rapper, a singer, Get with Bitcoin Entertainment Group today. I'm the developer, Milana Al Hassan. You can find me on LinkedIn. You also can find me on Instagram. And I'm known as the lead blockchain developer on YouTube. Go subscribe. Have a lot of knowledge for you, man. There's a lot of money out here to be made in this new sector of things. In this new reset, while everybody's sleeping, right? Everybody's giving a fuck about what a fucking Beyonce and a Jay-Z and a goddamn 50 Cent, these multi-millionaires who you don't really know where they're getting their money from, right? You don't know where they're getting their money from. But one thing you can know is where you're getting your money from. And you artists who are smart and know about publishing and record deals and everything, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. So hit me up in the DM today and we can get your project rolling. I have a platform that's made by a partner. Okay? It has already done tremendous things for the Bitcoin development groups all across the board. And Bitcoin is consistently developing. Developers are consistently developing on Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is here to stay. It's not going anywhere. BlackRock's involved. They do whatever for their investors. Whatever they got to do for their investors, from what I read and see, and other financial organizations, if you know what I mean. This isn't the time to play, especially if you're already in the US or around the world. This isn't the time to play. This is the great reset is coming. Whether you're working, whether you're not, whether you're P. Diddying or whether you're not, I suggest, and I don't give advice because I don't think it's worth giving advice to some people, but to the majority of people. But before it comes, find you a developer that know what the fuck they talking about. This is to the artists, so you get your music on the blockchain. Music on the blockchain is the future. Peace.